Hey, so there's one question I get all the time from ConvertKit users, and that is, how do I go about testing an automation? And specifically, how do I make sure that what I think I've set up is actually going to happen? And usually the big culprit for this, the big issue is an automation that has some sort of delay until condition. So wait until a certain date and then send the sequence or something like that. And what people end up needing to do is they will make that delay be some random thing like 5 minutes from right now. They'll rush to get that automation live. They'll then try to get their test account into that automation, make sure it works. And then if it does, then they'll go and put the real data in. The way that I prefer doing this is to do something, frankly, a bit less hacky, a bit less just in time, putting in a real date, because you might have actual people flowing through this automation already and you just want to check to make sure it's working. Well, you don't want to screw with the actual dates that are there because it could cause a lot of unintended side effects. So what I prefer to do instead is something like this. So imagine this is your automation where people are flowing through it. You're waiting till a custom field date to occur. And in this case, we're looking at the shadow newsletter start at custom field. And then when that does occur, the subscribers will be pulled forward and then they'll get, in this case, this sequence. What I prefer to do instead would be to add a condition where we're looking at the custom field, the same custom field that shadow newsletter start at. And usually this is going to have some sort of date object. So usually it'll be like year, month, day, and then maybe the time. And then what ConvertKit's doing is it's reading from that and saying, oh, this is a date, and I know how to parse this date. So when this specific date and time occurs, then we'll pull the subscriber forward. But you can really put anything you want in that custom field. So what you could do instead would be check to see if this custom field has the text immediately. This could be whatever you want, but I just put immediately. It does have the text immediately. They'll then flow down the yes path. And this is where they should just lead, or they should be pointed to the sequence that you want to send somebody. So in this case, the shadow newsletter audience sequence. But this delay that you had before, we want to get rid of this here. And then we'll put it on the no path here. So here we want to have this condition that says delay until a custom date. And then here's that shadow newsletter start at. Do it this way. And this way, what we can do is, let's say I want to test that this is working. I can grab one of my test accounts, put shadow newsletter start at and set it to be immediately. So go into their record and set that value to be immediately. And then add myself to this automation. And then I'm going to flow immediately to everything after that usual delay. But then normal people who don't have the custom field set to immediately, they'll then wait, like we want them to, wait until this date to occur, and then push them, in this case, to the sequence. So this is a pretty elegant way, I think, of being able to add a test case where it's kind of like an override in a way, where you can have these delays that normally occur, but then for the purpose of testing, where you don't want to wait around, you don't want to, wait however long for your test subscriber to get this email or to get the emails that you're going to be sending them. This is a good little workaround, if you will. So give it a shot. And there are some other things you could obviously do. You could put a real date timestamp into your test contact record and do it this way. I just prefer something like this. It makes my testing a lot easier, and I can just verify that things are working whenever I want.